Hey guys, for years, fans have been looking forward to Cleganebowl, a long-anticipated deathmatch between Sandor and Gregor Clegane, the Hound and the Mountain. The show certainly seemed to set it up in the season 7 finale, when the Hound confronted his much-changed brother at the Dragon Pit. Sandor said, "Remember me? Yeah, you do. You're even uglier than I am now. What did I do to you? Doesn't matter. It's not how it ends for you, brother. You know who's coming for you. You've always known." Fans theorize there's an interesting detail this line hinted at. It's not how it ends for you, brother. You know who's coming for you. Earlier in Season 7, we saw the Hound look into the flames, and see a vision more precisely and accurately than any Melisandre ever read. This scene made fans wonder how he could be so good at that in first attempt, and it led them to conclude that it was not his first time reading fire. Fans explain when Sandor Clegane tells the story of his burns, he says that he was playing with one of his brother's toys without permission. He says that his brother became so angry that he pushed his head into the fire. Now, knowing what we know about Gregor, this is certainly possible. But there might be an even more sensible explanation given what we've seen now in the show. Sandor saw his brother's death in the fire and told him about it. Gregor became enraged at the thought of his death, and so he pushed Sandor into the fire he was reading. Fans claim this makes all the following make more sense. Why the Hound was able to so easily see visions in the fire this season. Why he says confidently to his brother that he knows who is coming for him. Why Gregor Clegane had enough rage to push his brother into the fire. Interesting thought. What's also plausible is that the toy incident happened, but when Sandor's head was in the flames he also saw a vision, as opposed to he saw the vision and then Gregor pushed him in. The combination being burned and also seeing a vision would be plenty to terrify the Hound in regard to fire for the rest of his life, similar to how Ares has been scared of the Lord of Light and fire reading. Anyways, this long-awaited confrontation between Sandor the Hound and Gregor the Mountain Clegane will almost definitely go down in Season 8, which has been hinted multiple times by the actor who plays the Mountain. To start, he told a fan that his favorite scene to film happens in Season 8. The only scene to beat the Mountain's brutal defeat of Oberyn Martell back in Season 4 must be the Cleganebowl. Additionally, Bjornsson told Fox News that Season 8 was the hardest season he has ever done for Game of Thrones. He said it was the most difficult, like physically and mentally for me. As a professional strongman, the prospect of Season 8 testing Bjornsson physically should raise an eyebrow. Might the Mountain be part of an epic battle scene the cast and crew have been breathlessly teasing for months? Or could we finally see the long-awaited throwdown between the Mountain and his little brother the Hound? It's also important to highlight that Bjornsson the Mountain had a stunt double for the first time in Game of Thrones Season 8. Just lately, Bjornsson explained to Mashable that after 7 seasons he's finally going to have a stunt double for the final season of Game of Thrones. In seasons past, Bjornsson did all the Mountain stunts himself. That comes as no surprise, because he's clearly built to handle almost anything. One would ask, what was Bjornsson filming in Season 8 that he could not do it himself? Perhaps an epic fight scene. Cleganebowl? Most likely. One of my most popular theories says that Qyburn is not working for Cersei but for Varys. The theory also says that Sir Gregor Clegane will be of a huge importance in Jaime's homicide over Cersei Lannister, as the Mountain is in my opinion loyal towards its creator, Qyburn, who is not Cersei's loyalist and who brought back Sir Gregor to life only to act as his minion, which is part of a bigger plan of vengeance. Otherwise, it would not make any sense for Qyburn to bring the Mountain to life who back in the 3rd season almost killed him. Just like it doesn't make any sense for Qyburn to be loyal to the Lannisters, whose prisoner he was, and not the Starks who saved his life. It's all part of a bigger plan of vengeance. I already made an entire video in which I explained why Qyburn is not loyal towards Cersei, supported by a few hints and proof that he's going favor to it. The Mountain, Cersei's closest and the only guard throughout the previous few seasons, who will also continue to be in the upcoming season as well, as leaked photos confirm, is also not loyal towards Cersei. Additionally, the Mountain will play a major role in Jaime's homicide over Cersei, which will represent arguably the greatest twist in Game of Thrones series, even greater than Bolton's and Frey's betrayal over Starks. Cersei would be betrayed by her 3 most trusted people, would be killed by her brother, by her most trusted advisor, and by her most trusted guard. Not only that this theory in which Jaime, with the help of Qyburn and the Mountain, will kill Cersei would be one of the greatest twists in Game of Thrones series, but it also seems like something that showrunners would pull off to leave us the touch of speechless. Again, if you'd like to check out all the evidence supporting this great twist, make sure to check out my previous videos. Anyways, even if the Mountain betrays Cersei on Qyburn's orders and helps Jaime or Arya or to whomever to kill Cersei, the Mountain still deserves and has to die. Sir Gregor's betrayal over Cersei would be a good act, but far from enough for his brother Sandor Clegane and eventually for us to forgive him all his sins, all the crimes that he has done throughout his life. The Mountain, who has insatiable bloodlust that he releases through acts of extreme violence, has done more than a few terrible things throughout his life, which he started doing since he was a child. He held his own sibling's head into a burning brazier, only because his younger brother played with a toy he discarded. As the mountain was growing, he was killing more and more innocent people, was raiding more and more villages, only to later be knighted by Prince Rhaegar Targaryen. This honorable man that the mountain is, whom always lacked honor, only 1 year passed since he was knighted by Rhaegar, and still he obeyed orders to kill the same prince's 2 children during Robert's rebellion, and brutally raped Rhaegar's wife whereupon he killed her, and ever since that event is often referred to as Tywin Lannister's Mad Dog. The head of House Clegane, feared throughout Westeros, the mountain is infamously dishonorable man, and even if he is going to betray Cersei, he still deserves and has to die. And the best way to see the mountain's death would be in Cleganebowl, which seems more and more likely to happen in the final season of Game of Thrones. Cleganebowl, in which 2 beasts, 2 brothers, the Hound and the Mountain, would meet and fight to death, most certainly will not happen in the first episodes of Season 8, since the Hound is sailing north with Jon Snow and Dany. What you can expect to see in the first episodes of the final season of the Clegane brothers is the Hound reuniting with the Stark sisters, one of which he protected more than once back in King's Landing, and the other he learned many life lessons as well as fighting. In my opinion, Cleganebowl is not questionable. It will happen at some point of the final season, probably in the very final episode. The outcome of that battle is also very important and at the same time very questionable. At one end we have the Mountain, whom Robb Stark described as a mad dog, without strategic thought in his head. He's one of the best warriors that the Seven Kingdoms currently has. He is feared for his impressive size and physical strength. The Mountain is that strong that his weapon of choice is the great sword that most men are not even able to swing with 2 hands, while he is strong enough to wield it with 1 hand. His strength gives him a huge advantage in combats, allowing him to defeat far more skilled men. He wears armor larger and thicker than other knights would be able to wear, providing him a huge advantage against his opponents. At the other hand, we have his younger brother the Hound, skilled warrior who, because of his already mentioned older brother, bears a horrible facial scar on the right side of his head, which is the result of the Mountain nearly burning off half of his face. The Mountain punished his younger brother by holding his head into a burning brazier, which resulted with the Hound being deeply afraid of fire and with those 2 being enemies ever since. Sandor the Hound Clegane is also considered as one of the most skilled and dangerous men in Westeros. In the first season we witnessed a fight between those 2 brothers, and we've been waiting for the second Cleganebowl ever since. In that fight the Hound was shown to be able to duel the Mountain evenly. They exchanged a few blows until King Robert ordered a halt to the madness. The Mountain is doubtlessly stronger than the Hound, but lacks technical skill, which will in my opinion be of the crucial importance, and will eventually result with the Hound finally killing his older brother, because of whom he bears the horrible facial scar and has a fear of fire, but also because of whom the Hound steadfastly refused to be knighted or take holy vows. The Hound is jaded with knighthood and has developed an extreme contempt for romances and songs that present knights and wars as glorious, which is the result of his disgust at the brutality of his older sibling, which instead of being punished resulted with the Mountain being rewarded with respect and knighthood. Let me know your opinion about Cleganebowl and who do you think will win in the comment section down below. A few people asked me in the comment section whether or not it's possible that Sir Gregor Clegane can only be killed by fire. Long story short, is he a white? The Mountain definitely is not a white, since the Night King uses magic to reanimate recently deceased body in order to act as his minion, while Qyburn used science and the knowledge he gained from repugnant and unnatural experimentation on living people in order to save the Mountain's life. Whites are reanimated corpses raised from death by the White Walkers, while the Mountain has only been saved from the death by Qyburn, and it's also important to highlight that the Whites and the Mountain do not share any trait. It's also important to say that the Whites are often described as slow and clumsy, and seem to function on more of a zombie level of instinct, while the same cannot be said for the Mountain. So yeah, the Mountain can be killed by fire, by sword, by anything which would cause the death to every other human. In my opinion, the Hound will not kill the Mountain with his sword. He will finally overcome his fear of fire and burn the Mountain to death. This of course will have the story of the Clegane brothers come full circle. The Mountain is the one who burned the Hound, so it will be a sort of poetic justice to see the Hound get his vengeance by burning his brother. I also think the Hound will die after killing his brother, as I believe the Mountain will mortally wound the Hound before the Hound kills him. At the end, the most important thing is that Cleganebowl is a hypothetical battle between the Hound and the Mountain, is an overhyped event among Game of Thrones fans and is most likely going down in the final season. Let me know your opinion about all of this in the comment section down below. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.